Hello there. Welcome back to Less is More Adventures. I briefly wanted to share with you what happened to me on my journey from America to the Philippines and what happened to me during my layover in Taiwan. A few people have asked me why was I in Taiwan for a whole week. I was actually in the Taiwan hospital. What had happened was, as I'm getting off the plane for my transfer from Taiwan to the Philippines, coming off the plane, off the tunnel to the terminal, I was short of breath. I didn't feel this on the plane, but coming off the plane, I had a very intense shortness of breath. This has happened before on a few flights to Las Vegas, which is about a 5-hour flight, I believe. Over the past 3 years, I guess, it's happened twice, maybe 3 times. When I was short of breath, I would breathe deep in and out for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and I would catch my breath on my own. It's kind of serious when it happens in Vegas, but I would usually help myself out. This time, it was a little worse than that. It was after a 14-hour flight, 14 and a half hour flight from New York to Taiwan. A few things I know not to do again. I didn't get up the whole flight at all. Bathroom, nothing. Drank a lot of coffee, hardly any water throughout the flight. So I know these things are my fault. These things I should have done differently, and I did do differently on my flight home. What else? I didn't sleep much during the flight. Like I said, the main thing was I didn't get up at all. And those flights to Las Vegas from where I live, I also didn't get up the whole time. Didn't go to the bathroom, didn't do anything, stayed awake. So this time, getting off the flight, I couldn't breathe. Coming off on the plane, I was fine. Off the tunnel, through the terminal, it's fine. As soon as I get into the actual terminals, when I feel it, I used to think it was a difference in air pressure or something. I'm not sure. My doctor said at the time it may have been anxiety. So this time I went to the bathroom, the CR. I had to go to the bathroom, and I was in there using the bathroom at the same time trying to do my breathing as I usually would. Nothing would help this time. As I left the bathroom, it actually got worse. I actually had to lean on the wall. All the other passengers had already left. There were not many people in the terminal at the time. It was early in the morning. There were a few people in wheelchairs getting transports, and me. And I'm leaning on the wall. It's just worse than ever before. And I actually could feel my heart beating fast. This was very unusual. I'm thinking to myself that I need oxygen. I didn't see any airport workers at the time, just a few people off the plane waiting for transport. So I tried to literally talk myself into making my next flight to the Philippines, which is in 3 hours, 4 hours layover, maybe like 3 hours. So I'm trying to just make it to my terminal to catch my next flight. So I get on the walking, what they call the walking elevator, not walking, like the escalator, but walking, the one that moves, whatever they call that. So I get on there, lean on there, talk to myself into trying to make it. I'm like, come on, you could do it. You could do it. Man up, you could do this. I'm trying to talk myself into doing it, literally out loud. So I got a few more steps. Still didn't make it nearly out of the terminal. I actually had to sit down. I sat down on the ground at my backpack only. My luggage was on the plane, 2 big bags of luggage on the plane, but I had my backpack with me. And actually sat on the ground, literally sat on the ground. And at this point, I'm thinking I do need some kind of help. This isn't like my trips to Las Vegas. So I'm trying to flag down airport person, finally see some workers coming to help transport the other 8 to 10 people. And they help me. I say, please just give me some oxygen. And remember, I'm in Taiwan. Initially, the people who helped me didn't understand what I was saying. My English, I didn't understand their language. I did motion to what I needed. They understood me. They went and called for help and bought some medical people from the airport to help me out. Gave me oxygen. I was on the ground receiving oxygen for about 15 minutes. Supervisor from the airline, EVA Airlines, he came and helped me, and he was there also, asking my information about my flight, what flight was I going to and where, and I showed him my boarding pass. But at this point, I started to breathe a little better, but not 100%. They did a couple little tests on me, and they determined I needed to go to the hospital. I'm literally begging, can I sit here for a while, receive some more oxygen? I want to catch my flight. I did not want to miss my flight to the Philippines. But they said, no, we need to take you to the hospital at this point. And the supervisor from the airline said they'll take my luggage off the plane and hold it at the airport for me. I have to go to the hospital until we find out what's going on. After about a half hour receiving oxygen and some other tests that they could do in the airport, we had to do quite a few things with immigration, quite a few things with some other things they had to do, I guess, because when you're in the airport, you're not considered in the country, you know. You transfer, you don't have to get passport stamp when you're transferring. But being that I was leaving out, there was a lot of things that I seen them working with immigration, a lot of other things going on. After all that, I did catch an ambulance to airport hospital, with a hospital near the airport. I had one person inside there that spoke English. There was a few people in there. Nobody else spoke English. So I'm actually feeling better. I'm actually asking them what these different buildings are that I'm seeing on the highway, off the road, off the expressway. What is that building? What's that building? I see the writing on it. I was like, oh, what's that building? What's that building? They told me, just calm down, sir. Just calm down. Just relax. You need to, don't talk so much. Just relax. And so I did that. We get to the hospital. About 20 minutes, I guess. We get to the hospital. The triage area is outside of the hospital. So I'm laying on the stretcher, and they're running simple, blood pressure tests and other little tests. Temperature, other things. They're running tests on me outside. Then they determine that I need to go inside the actual emergency room. And I'm inside the emergency room, and they put oxygen on me. I knew more oxygen, and took some blood. I was there half hour, 45 minutes. A doctor came talk to me, and he told me I have a blood clot in my lung, and that's what caused my condition at the airport. I was confused because no other tests were done to determine that, so I wasn't sure about that. But I don't know what to do. So I'm there, finally going for a CAT scan, EKG, the one with the big donut that you go inside, you lay down, they take you inside. What's EKG? EKG is the one with the stickers, right? So it's CAT scan. They put me in, and I go into that, come out. But prior to that, like I said, I was told I had a blood clot in my lung, which I wasn't sure about how that was determined so fast. I'm grateful that I was in the hospital. I'm grateful that I was receiving help. I'm glad nobody just left me sitting there. Long story short, missed my flight. After a while, I was told I would have to stay. I'm going to have to stay in the hospital. They can't let me go until I need more tests, and they believe if it's a blood clot in my lung, I need treatment. And that may be anywhere from a couple of days or longer. And I'm really mind blown. I was going to the Philippines. At this time, I'm feeling better. I'm breathing better. I'm feeling better. But they said they couldn't just throw me on another plane without that being treated. It wouldn't be responsible for the hospital, responsible for the airline. As I said, the supervisor from the airline was actually with me for half a day. My flight, this was at 8:30 in the morning. My transfer flight, 8:30 in the morning, about 7:30. He stayed with me the whole afternoon, the whole morning, early afternoon in the hospital. I eventually asked him, what time do you get off? And what time do you get off from the airport? He said 2:30, almost after 2:30. But he was great. He was great. The supervisor from the airline, EVA Airlines, he was wonderful. He helped me push in my bed to take my test. I have to have a urinating container. They said if you're with a family member, they can help you go to the... Long story short, he helped me with everything. He was helping push the bed. He was a good guy. I remember I urinated in the container, almost filled it every time. Calling for a nurse to come help me to take it, because they don't want me to get out of the bed. They asked him to get it. They asked the supervisor from the airline, can he take it? And me and him are getting to know each other. We actually switched Instagram information. We're talking the whole time. He's a real good guy. And I told him, no, call my little brother. I said, no, little brother, that's where you draw the line. You don't take this, they gotta take my urine, not you. So we had a good laugh over that. They said there are no rooms, I'm gonna have to stay, but there are no rooms available inside the hospital yet, but hopefully there will be one by the end of the night. No. I was in the emergency room for about 2 days. Yeah, no room was available, and I'm receiving very little information after that point. I just know that the supervisor from the airline to go, he said they will hold my bags at the airport for me for whenever I do get out. He gave me a phone number to call when I get out. I had his information if I need to. He gave me numbers to contact at the airline when I'm released. He said my passport was still at the airport, and he would try to get it to me within the evening or the night, but it was still at the airport because it wasn't stamped by immigration, and they didn't know if I was leaving immediately that day or not. They didn't know at the time. I didn't have my passport with me. I had my ID, my regular ID, my state ID from where I live, but I didn't have my passport. That was that. I have some video clips showing the rest of my experience. To me, it was not a good experience. It's not to say anything negative about any country, any hospital system, any person in general, but my whole experience for me was not enjoyable at all. I'm grateful that somebody was helping me treat whatever I had or may have, which, by the way, I do need a second opinion. With anything serious that happens, I would recommend a second opinion. So I have to wait for my appointment with my doctor to get my second opinion about the blood clot situation. I have that confirmed that that's what's going on. I did not opt. Okay, maybe I should have again. Maybe I should have opted for insurance from the airline insurance. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if that covers anything that happens like this, a sickness off the plane, getting off the plane and you get sick, you have to go to the hospital or something. I don't know if the airline insurance covers that. My understanding was, which I may be naive, my understanding was that covers your luggage, that covers anything that happens inside the plane to you or your luggage. If it covers hospitals, that is my ignorance that I did not know that. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let me know. But I did not opt for that. I never opt for that. So my insurance where I live in the United States, that was never confirmed to me yet if that was taken from their country. They have my information, but they never was confirmed to me that they would take that. Long story short on that one is that I was being billed cash for this whole thing. So initially the ambulance ride and the triage was, I believe that was 60 something or 70 something dollars, American dollars for the transport for the ambulance. And then the triage, and that was another 200 or 300 before I agreed to stay in the emergency room. The supervisor of the airline shared me that in their country, everyone's covered by insurance. He said it's nationwide insurance. So for certain things like that, for testing things, they don't have to pay. Elective surgery or other things, he said they do have to pay a percentage. But as far as tests and going in for your initial physicals, no tests. Like he said, my situation initially would have been covered, but I'm paying cash. I had a certain credit card I was using for my hotel stays in the Philippines. That is what I was using every time they billed me. Eventually, I was getting billed a lot of money and not told about the cost for things prior to the test being done. I'm being told how much they cost after, even though I would ask, how much is this going to cost? They said, let's just go do it. You have to do it. And they would tell me the cost afterwards. Again, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but that did frustrate me a little bit, being told the cost for things afterwards. But I have not done it? No, most things I probably still would have, so maybe I should be quiet, right? But it's still good to know ahead of time how much you're paying for something. I was shocked with some of the costs I was told afterwards. And needless to say, that whole credit card I had for my hotel stay in the Philippines was done. I believe it was $1,100 American dollars on there, $1,000, $1,100 on there for my hotel stays for my trip. Different hotels I would stay at, that was done by the time I left the hospital, and then some. I was being charged throughout the whole thing until the last day. So I have a few video clips to share with you. I was taking video clips of my whole experience there, my whole week. I'll share that with you, and my video clips, and explain to you a few more things that occurred while I was there. Thank you. And if you have not subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. Less is more adventures. I have a lot of people that watch that have not subscribed. I love you all. Thank you. But hit that button, subscribe, and look forward to more future videos. I'll try to get them out every 2 days or so, but in the future, every few days, I'll try to get something out to you. But check out a few video clips from my experience, and let me know what you think. Okay? All right. Thank you.
做别人家。
等一下，插头。这个要变热，这个要没有冰。放着泡着就好了。哎呀，口袋有那个紫砂的哇！这边。那就是习惯上的问题。我要是晚上没最后一餐没吃，比方说最后一餐不是，就是那个晚餐的时候，没吃饱的话，我半夜肚子都很饿。
应该就看一下能够撑就撑了。
对啊。
那个讲一下就确定一下，这样。
啊啊啊！